Oh my goodness me. These really do stink to high heaven. Hello again everyone and welcome back to my allotment. It's quite a nice day today. Cold, it's only about 12 degrees, but it's a nice sunny dry day. Feels like we've not had many of those days over the last couple of weeks. It's been quite wet and cool. The other day we had a lot of rain. It rained for like 24 hours straight pretty much, and we had like 100 millimeters of rain. The water butts are starting to fill up nicely now. The IBCs that we've got here connected to my shed roof now hold, let's see, okay, there's two of them and there's 400 litres in each one, so 800 litres in these IBCs at the moment. It was only 400 litres a few days ago, so that's 400 litres in the last few days we've had fill these IBCs up. We're paying for the dry summer we've had, definitely. The allotment is looking quite messy, to be honest. I need to have a good session, and I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and clear a few beds. I mean, I was supposed to pick this up last week when Storm Amy came and knocked it down. This area over here needs sorting out. Look at this. This is bad. Wow. But yeah, the beans need to be picked up. To be honest, all of this is just material for next year's seed, so that's fine. There's no more harvest to come from these yet. I'll just pick them up, let them dry on the plants, and then harvest the beans. Next week, I think, hopefully, we're gonna do some pumpkin picking. I want to cut the stems. I want to cut these here where they join the plant, because I'm worried that they're gonna rot, and it has been quite wet as well, so we need to harvest these soon. Now with this area, I mean, it's never been the best part of the plot anyway. It's always been quite messy. What I've actually got here at the moment is, I need to change it, to be honest. I need to do some renovating on this side, and this is what I'm going to do. I've got raspberries here, which, to be honest, aren't that productive. They're a bit messy. I'm going to dig all those up, get rid of them, because the plants are really old. You know, they've been on the plot since before I even had it. I'm going to clear them. There's a couple of rhubarb plants in there. I might dig them up and move them. There's loads of these black currants at the back there being smothered by bindweed. I'm probably going to keep some of them there because they will continue to fruit, and I'm going to move some of them over here. Same with the blackberries over there. I'm going to move those as well. And more black currants and more black currants and red currants here, which I've got. I'm going to dig all these up and replant them in beds here, and I'm going to move this polytunnel, take the cover off because the cover is useless, take the cover off, move the frame over here and stick netting over, and have all the fruit bushes dug up and moved into the new fruit cage. It will be a new fruit cage. That's the plan. And sort all these weeds out. Because, I mean, things don't grow very well in this polytunnel. I've had tomatoes in here this year. They've all just fallen over now. I've sort of neglected this a little bit. Yeah, to be honest, the tomatoes haven't done that great, especially the heritage varieties. They have not done well at all. The marigolds have done quite well though, but you know, it doesn't let much light in. The cover itself is just not very good, to be honest, but it'd make a very good fruit cage, I think. So that is the plan. We planted the leeks in here last week. They're not doing anything yet, obviously, it's not been long enough. But we're gonna just look at what I did a few days ago. I finally managed to get hold of some scaffolding poles thanks to an allotment neighbour. It's very helpful in helping me get some of these. So what I've done here is I've got a 10-foot scaffolding pole and an 8-foot scaffolding pole going vertically, and then I've got a 10-foot brace there, and they both go into the ground about 3 foot roughly. I think I might have added too much water with this hole though before I added the postcrete, because the top is a little bit wet still. I mean, not much to be honest. There is resistance. It's not like completely liquid, but when you stick a stick in there, you know, it doesn't really go down very far. So I know that it is set further down. It's just the first, you know, it's just the top inch or so that is a bit soft. I mean, that's not moving anywhere. That is definitely not moving anywhere. That goes down 3 foot. So yeah, some pretty good aerial shots of the plot actually. It covers most of the allotment, so that's good. For security, but also I'm going to time lapse all of next year as well, and I think that'll be really good to look back on. Most of the plot is looking quite tired now. I'm going to have to clear lots of things, like these courgettes are finished now. Clear those. I probably need to pick more beetroot. I picked a massive carrot from this bed the other day as well. Sweet candle. Some dwarf beans in here which I also need to clear. They finished. We do have some brassicas over here which seem to still be going, despite the fact that I think they've got clubroot. We have the winter Savoy cabbage there doing pretty well. We also have a couple of normal cabbages there as well, which don't look too bad. We also have some of this red Calibos cabbage, which I think is ready. It looks like it's producing some heads. Yeah, that is producing a pointy head of cabbage. We do also have some kale in here and purple sprouting broccoli and stuff. I need to go in there and de-weed because it's, yeah, like most of the plot. The Brussels sprouts, not much growth on them, but there are definitely some nice little buttons starting to grow, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got another couple of months yet. I am just amazed at these cocktail crushed tomatoes. They're an outdoor variety, they're blight resistant. I only planted these 6 weeks ago or something like that, maybe 2 months ago max, and I planted them from cuttings taken from my other cocktail crushed tomato plants, and I just let them do their own thing, to be honest. I planted them in here after I harvested the onions in July, and yeah, look at that, they're just going crazy. And I'm going to grow more of these next year, especially outdoors, probably on the new plot, because I want to grow more blight resistant varieties outdoors to make sauces. I'm also going to get some paste varieties as well, so I can do some canning and stuff like that, because we do like our tomato sauces. I've got some more brassicas in here which I sort of just forgot about. Some Savoy cabbage there, they're starting to grow quite well. The Savoy cabbages are doing well, definitely. They're quite vigorous. Got a bit more kale and stuff like that down here. I need to have a good de-weeding session in there as well. Okay, I'm not really sure what's happened in there, but it looks like it could either be the cabbages are splitting because they've been left too long, or the slugs have started to attack them. I think it's a mixture of both of them. We have some red cabbages. The ones further to the back look alright, they're not looking too bad, but this one here is just looking a right mess. I don't know. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but the Autumn Beauty sunflowers have been amazing. They've been flowering now for the past month or so, but like most things on the plot, they are starting to come to an end now. There's a few buds starting to come. but most of them seem to finish now. These have been really, really nice as well. I'm glad I planted these, and I'm definitely going to be growing more of these types next year because they are just gorgeous. Let's just have a look and see how the parsnip tops are looking. Being careful not to get the sap on my skin. I've got gloves on. This variety is called Gladiator. It's a new variety I've never grown before. I only planted these because the tender and true parsnips didn't germinate, so I actually had to get some new seeds from the allotment shop, and it was this variety, Gladiator. And yeah, we got some tops starting to grow there. That is good. We've just got to keep an eye on the rats, because last year the rats ate most of our parsnips and it was absolutely gutting. I was really gutted. They were just lifting them up, shredding them to pieces. They were making an absolute mess. Cucumbers have finished now. I mean, I can't complain with the cucumbers, to be honest. They have been amazing. They've been cropping now for 2-3 months at least. They've been great. They've been giving so many cucumbers. Now, last week when I harvested a Swede from this bed, I noticed that there was a funny smell. Like, it was like a rotting smell. But I know what's happening now, because I went in here to pick some more Swede, and oh gosh, they're not very good at all. Yeah, it's only supposed to be soft when you cook it, not before you harvest it. I know that for a fact. But you know, there's quite a few. I don't know if it's because it's turned really wet suddenly in September and they've just rotted. Maybe they rotted from the foliage. Maybe the foliage rotted because it was dying back and then it went down into the Swede. Maybe I should have cut the tops off and just left the Swede in the ground. Maybe I should have lifted them and stored them in the shed. You know, maybe I shouldn't have left them in the ground. That's what I think. I mean, I thought that was salvageable, but the side of it has gone soft. I've got 4 of them in the greenhouse, which I managed to salvage. What a shame that is, because these were really nice. Like, they were nice sized Swedes then, and they've completely rotted. That is heartbreaking. That's annoying. I'm really gutted about that, because I thought they were doing so well, and they were growing brilliantly. What the? Look at that one. Oh no. I don't know what's happened. What is going on there? And then look at this one. That one's got nothing in it. Let's have a look at this one. Oh yeah, funnily enough, this salvageable one is tiny. I think it's salvageable, but it's not very big. Oh dear. I'm going to have to pull all these out. I might plant the overwintering cauliflower in here actually, because we have some of the all year round cauliflower. Might throw them in here. I don't think it's clubroot. No, it doesn't look like clubroot. I think there's something else going on here. Now, the peppers in the big polytunnel, I've just sort of left them, to be honest. I've not watered them because, you know, there's no point. They're not really growing very much now. But we still have quite a few small peppers on the go. They probably won't ripen. In fact, I'm 100% confident that they're not going to ripen now because it's getting much cooler. In fact, it only got down to 4.6 degrees last night. It was very cold last night. I think there was a touch of frost in rural areas last night. But the peppers are still hanging on for dear life. We're just going to be harvesting these as green ones though, I think. The rats have damaged quite a few of them. I've left them there though, hoping that they'll go for them and not the nice ones. You know, I think we've still got a bit of a crop to pick yet off these. Even though we've got 22 litres of frozen diced peppers in the freezer. Yeah, That's definitely enough to see us through the winter, definitely. Okay, so as you can probably tell, the allotment is a bit of a mess at the moment. I mean, it's September, everything's dying back. You know, I've not really done much weeding recently. I've been quite lazy with the weeding, to be honest with you. But yeah, if maybe your allotment or garden's not looking that great in September, and maybe you can relate to this. Hopefully this makes you feel better. But yeah, I mean, it's quite hard to keep on top of sometimes. But I'm now going to try and have a good 1 hour of just hardcore clearing, de-weeding, and I'm probably going to have quite a few of these sessions over the next few weeks to get the allotment cleared. So the small greenhouse is cleared of the cucumbers. The problem is, we had that many mini munch cucumbers. We didn't even need to pick the Space Master cucumbers, and they were just left. So we've got loads of the mini munch cucumbers left here, which have got a bit big. But we've also got loads of these Space Master cucumbers as well. I mean, yeah, they're massive, but the problem is they're not going to be edible. The chances are these are going to be horribly bitter. They'll have massive seeds in them which you can't really eat. They're not going to be very good. The skins are going to be really tough. I could peel it, and then I could also scoop the seeds out as well, leaving a bit of flesh to eat, but chances are it's going to be horribly bitter because of the cucurbitacin that's going to be in them. When you leave them on the plant too long, much more of that cucurbitacin is going to be produced. With these mini munch cucumbers, actually, they might not be too bad. The seeds will probably be a bit big and a bit tough, but I think we'll get away with those. The Space Master ones, probably not so much. Although we are going to try. I'll take some home and try them, but they're probably just going to be going in the compost bin, to be honest. So I've just cleared the dwarf beans from this bed, but I've actually left the roots in, and I've dug them into the soil because they actually have nitrogen fixing properties, do beans. So this bed should be quite high in nitrogen next year. So I'll probably grow lettuce in here or something like that that'll benefit from the nitrogen boost. that these beans have provided in this bed here. I grew dwarf beans in here. Didn't do that good, to be honest with you. I prefer the climbing French beans, I think. Much more easy to pick, much more productive, I've found. Oh my goodness me. These really do stink to high heaven. I wondered what that smell was a few weeks ago when I harvested the Swede. I didn't even know that they were rotting. Yeah, we're going to stick some all year round. I'm going to stick some all year round cauliflower in here to replace the Swede, and we'll see how they do. I'm going to sow some more cauliflower in the spring as well anyway, so if these don't work, it's not the end of the world. To be honest, the plants aren't that big and it is the end of September, so they might not come on, and they might just get killed by the frost in the winter, or we might have a mild winter and they might grow quite well, or the slugs will eat them. Yeah, we'll see, I suppose. It's all a gamble. What the f... They really do smell nasty. Oh! Okay, we're gonna have to just brave it. I've not got anything to cover my nose over with. It's covered in worms. It's not a club root because you know, there's no distorted roots like there would be with club root. The worms are loving that. I'm glad they're enjoying it because I certainly wouldn't. Crikey. Honestly, the smell is overwhelming. It smells absolutely disgusting. Right, well, hopefully the cauliflower does better than the Swede. We had some really good cauliflower this year. Really, really good. Again, I think that's down to the warm, dry spring and summer that we've had. It's been very nice. Okay, so I'm actually going to add some bloodfish and bone into here as well, just to incorporate some nutrients back into the soil for the cauliflower. To be honest, I'm probably risking it planting brassicas in the same bed after the Swede. I probably shouldn't do that, but we're going to risk it. Hopefully we'll be okay. Fingers crossed. I'm just going to whack them in. A bit of bloodfish and bone. We can only try, can't we? If they don't work, they don't work. So I'm just sticking a bit of Lollerosa lettuce around the plot. I've put some in the bed over there, and I'm going to put some in here in the greenhouse as well. I may put some in the polytunnel as well when I clear the peppers, but I'm just trying it in different locations, to be honest with you. I don't expect much, but this space is just going to be left empty otherwise, so we may as well throw something in it. Same with the cauliflower in the Swede bed, which I've just done there. That bed would have just been emptied all winter long. So I may as well do something. You know, we've got more chance of a crop if we plant something compared to not planting something, at least. So, you know, all we're doing is just maximising the chances of us getting some crops later on. So yeah, I'm going to stick this in here. Lola Rossa does quite lettuce. Lola Rossa lettuce does quite well in the winter anyway. It's quite a good one for the winter. And these plants are quite decent already, so we may actually get some harvest before things turn cold in the winter anyway. We might get some harvest in October and November, providing that the slugs don't eat them. That's the fate lies in their hands. Well, they don't even have hands. Imagine if slugs had hands. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, we're just throwing them in there. We'll see what happens. We've got a few more there, which we'll probably plant somewhere else. Okay, so I think I've done enough for today. That's my allotment session finished. So I've got lettuce in here after I've cleared the cucumbers. I've also cleared this area up now as well, brushed it. I've backfilled the soil over these posts here where I've laid the postcrete. And yeah, I'll put some nice ground cover around here next year, probably nasturtiums or something like that, to cover this area up. It looks a lot better than it did before anyway. Planted a bit of lettuce over here as well. Hopefully get some pickings through the autumn, fingers crossed. I need to come and pick some of these beetroots soon because I'm going to pickle some more, and they're looking pretty good now. Some really nice ones. So yeah, I'm going to make another batch of pickled beetroot hopefully in the next week. I have no idea what I'm doing with these cucumbers. Some of them, yeah, most of them are probably going to have to go in the compost heap because they're too big now. We just had so many cucumbers, it was hard to keep on top of them. Yeah, I've also cleared the bean bed there that had dwarf beans in. I've dug the soil in, so all them roots have now been dug through. Add some nitrogen back into it. I need to have a de-weeding session in these brassica beds, but the brassicas don't look too bad at all really. What else have we done? Just a bit of a tidy up, to be honest with you. It's not looking too bad. It's not too bad at all. And we've also got some cauliflower in here as well, all year round cauliflower, where we took the Swede out. Hopefully they grow. They might not do, you know, but we'll see, you know. All we can do is try. As for the rest of the plot, it's going to be a slow process of clearing it. I think over the next month, through October, we'll be clearing it. I need to get my garlic planted soon as well. That's another job I need to do in the next week or two. This polytunnel here, which, yeah, I have ripped the side of it off. Didn't take much, to be honest with you. It was really degraded now. It's been like, what, nearly 3 years I've had this? 2.5, 3 years. Yeah, I've made a decision. I've made my mind up. I've made the decision that I'm going to take this cover off and move the frame over here somewhere. Over here. And we've done quite a bit of clearing down here. It's looking much better. I can actually see the blackcurrant plants at the back now because I've cleared all the weeds away. That looks a lot better. Yeah, this is the flower bed. I don't know what I'll grow in there next year, who knows. I've cleared away the raspberries as well because they weren't doing any good because they weren't very productive. There were some spring, summer fruiting ones and autumn fruiting ones mixed together, and they weren't producing much anyway, and they were all mixed up. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of them now. And I'll probably plant a couple of raspberry canes in buckets or something. I might have a couple of them still, but it was just too crazy over here. I wanted to get rid of these. I've still got a bit more to do. I want to move them blackberries as well. Once the beans have been cleared, I'm just waiting for the pods to dry. I will clear this area, and this polytunnel frame will probably sit around here, to be honest with you. Good location for it. It's looking a bit better around here, that's for sure. Not as bad as it was before. Pumpkins here, I've moved them now a little bit. I've sort of made them more condensed around this area. I've sort of moved them so they're all in this area, ready to pick in a few days. So that's what's going on at the allotment at the end of September. I think I've done a lot of clearing, to be honest. I'm quite happy with what I've just done. I need to clear this flipping thing here. I need to take the cover off it because it's just completely ripped now. It's just useless. You only really get 2 or 3 years out of a budget polytunnel like this. But I'm going to take the cover off. I'm going to move the frame over there, and I'm going to make it into a fruit cage. And the couple of beds that are in there now, I'm just going to probably raise them a bit more and have a couple of beds outside there instead. Because, yeah, it's just not doing very well. So that's my plan with that. I think next weekend we're going to do some pumpkin picking here, because next weekend we're going to do some picking of pumpkins. We're going to bring the kids down and they're going to do some pumpkin picking. I think they'll really enjoy that. So I'm just hanging fire for a few days yet before I do that. What a good year it's been. It has been absolutely incredible. I really can't complain. I mean, as always, not everything's done well. Like, we just lost most of the Swede. But honestly, it has been the best year on the allotment for sure. I'm just thinking back at how good it's been. Although it has been like the warmest, driest summer on record, concerningly. Warmer than the summer which we had in the 70s as well. Although I wasn't alive at that point, I wasn't around. I was only born in 1997. But it is warmer than that year, apparently. That really hot summer that they had in the 70s. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're going to come back next week, pick the pumpkins. I've got a couple of videos coming out about the tomato urine experiment as well, which is very, very interesting. The results surprised me, that's all I'm going to tell you. So that's going to be coming up very soon as well. So yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching today's vlog video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot, helps a lot as well. And if you haven't already and you're new to the channel, remember to hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon, and you'll never miss these videos whenever I release them in the future. So I hope you all stay safe, take care of yourselves, happy gardening, and I will see you in the next one.